I woke up this morning to a TikTok ban. And although I am not in the United States, I've lost a platform with over 350,000 followers that took me 4 years to grow. I was upset for about 5.5 minutes until I realized that I was so bored. I'm gonna talk to you guys all about toxic relationships, whether it's friends, boyfriends, husbands, wives, boss, how to get yourself out, how to stand your ground and stop people pleasing. And I will be talking about people pleasing so much because I was one. I have a lot of experience with people pleasing because from a very early age, I started masking myself, started masking my personality, who I was, and I tried to be someone else. What this led to was a lot of burnout for years. People pleasing is usually rooted in two things: the fear of rejection, which is huge for so many people, especially people who have ADHD, and validation. You always are seeking external validation. So there's a couple of questions you have to ask yourself if you do notice that you are a little bit of a people pleaser. Do you do things for people around you to accept you and approve of you? And does that reinforce your self-esteem and your confidence? When people give you compliments, is that when you feel like your best self? People pleasing, in my experience, could lead to lying, manipulating, literally all of the above. I've done them, and it all started with me not being able to say no. But what ends up happening is you get stuck in this cycle of lying so that you don't upset people, and then you're so deep in a lie that you end up ruining relationships. It's really chaotic. It's also exhausting. Being a people pleaser is absolutely exhausting. There was a time in my life where I wasn't leaving my house for weeks on end because I just could not bear the idea of having a conversation with someone. And we're humans, we're social creatures. We thrive when we are in environments where we need to be social. That's why in prison, they put you in solitude. It's because it's literally torture for human beings to not have social interaction. When you're a people pleaser, you get so exhausted from faking, from masking yourself, from masking your authentic self. So if someone would come to me and they'd be want to go to this party on Friday night, I'd be yeah, sure. But deep down, I really just want to go home and merp in bed and watch Gossip Girl. But I say yes, I end up going out, I end up hating my life, I start resenting the people that are around me, and by the time I get home, I'm so exhausted to do anything the following day, the day after that, and it compounds. It literally compounds, and you end up just being a shell of yourself. One of the ways that I started getting over my people-pleasing habits was to make a list of the things that I actually love. That I love not because society tells me that I should love it. For example, I love coloring because it grounds me and it reminds me to slow down. When you make the decision that you don't want to be a people pleaser anymore, you actually have to let go of the idea that everyone is gonna like you, because not everyone is gonna like you. And name me one person, famous or not, that every person loves. It's just not realistic. People around you are not dumb as well. They know you're a people pleaser. They know you're gonna say yes. They know they're gonna get away with whatever they want. So majority of the time they're keeping you there because they know you're easy. Maybe once upon a time, being liked was more important than being most authentic to myself. But to be honest, there's a certain feeling that you get at times when you know you're being authentic to who you are, and it feels freeing. It feels whoa, it's a muscle that you have to train. You know how they say honeymoon phase, when you are in total halo effect about the person. You feel they can't do anything wrong. You don't see any of their flaws. But after 3 months, you start to see who they really are, and the flaws kind of seep through. And when you start seeing them, you have a choice. You can leave because you're just not satisfied and you don't like the flaws, and you're oh, whatever, let me go find the next best shiny thing. Or every person on the face of this earth has things about them that you will not like. But guess what? We're all human. You have to accept that. You have to accept that about people. People are allowed to have their opinions. People are allowed not to like things about you. Oh my God, I see this all the time in men. Men like the girl that's always smiling, that's never problematic. And they're oh, why can't you just be soft and feminine? It's not soft and feminine. It's people pleasing. Society as a whole has to get out of this mentality that people are perfect. No one is perfect. I did an interview with Anas Bukhash for AB Talks, and my mom did not validate it. She did not come to me going, oh my God, I loved it. It was the best thing ever. I'm so proud of you. She actually barely said anything. And I went to therapy and I was my mom, she didn't support me. She didn't tell me that I'm amazing and she's so proud of me. What she told me opened my eyes so much. She was Sasha, she doesn't have to. She's entitled to her own opinions. Just because she's your mother doesn't mean she has to approve of everything you have to do. And I was like, whoa, okay. When you stop being a people pleaser, you're gonna lose friends. You're gonna lose people around you, and you have to be okay with that. Why? Because you're okay with not everyone liking you. I think one thing that you should tell yourself is, do I even like them? I would have very intrusive thoughts where I would be like, oh my God, do they like me? Oh my God, should I have said that? Oh my God, I shouldn't have said that. Instead of having those thoughts, I switched it and I put it on them. So I would ask myself, like, did I like what they just said? Do I like being around them? Do they make me feel good about myself? Oh wait, why are they actually shitting on me every chance that they get? That's whenever I realized like it was the most empowering thing ever to understand what you truly like and what you truly don't like, what you will accept and what you will not accept. And in the beginning, I said that I was going to be talking about toxic relationships and how to get out of them. This conversation overlaps with that one because there comes a point in time where you have to look at the people around you or the relationships that you're in, and you have to truly ask yourself if you actually even want this. Do you want to be with someone who's not good to you? You don't want that. So why are you in it? This is why I say it's your fault if you're in a toxic relationships. I've been in toxic relationships before, and I will tell you for a fact, it was my fault. You're gonna be heartbroken. You're gonna be sad. You're gonna cry in the shower. You'll do it and then you'll move. You'll move. Why? Because you know now that you deserve better. You know now that you actually don't even want that relationship. You don't want a man that's not gonna treat you well. You don't want a girl who's gonna shit on your ego every single chance that she gets. It's your life. You are going to live and die, and you're gonna be in the grave alone. And let me tell you something. Everyone around you knows that you're in a toxic relationship. Everyone around you can see how much you value yourself. Everyone can recognize that you're the fool. Everyone can see how little you value yourself. That is what woke me up from being in toxic relationships. I was like, holy shit, I'm allowing this behavior from him and from anyone else who disrespects me. I'm allowing it. They're not doing it because they are bad people. They're doing it because I am allowing it. I am opening up the doors and I'm saying, abuse me. Take advantage of me. Do whatever you want because I don't love myself. And until you can admit it to yourself, you're not going to grow. The first step to solving a problem is recognizing that there is a problem. There are a lot of harsh truths that you have to start admitting to yourself if you want to change your life. And I don't care if you're 35 years old watching this and you're like, oh my God, I can't choose to not be a people pleaser anymore because that will mean that I'm going to lose everyone around me. Rebuild your life. It's fine. People grow, people change. If you have real friends around you and you start becoming authentically you, which means stop people pleasing and actually doing the things that you want, if they truly love you, they will stay no matter what. And if I were you, I would not want fake people around me. So even if you lose, good riddance. That's what I have to say, honestly. The first time I felt authentically like myself, I was 22 years old, about to turn 23. 22 years old, about to turn 23. I had been on this planet for 22 years. Guess what? People don't like when you change. When you are able to not give a shit, you're going to become the most powerful human. When you believe in yourself, you're capable of anything. You're truly capable of anything. Don't restrict, don't put these limitations in your brain. So get out of the habit of judging yourself. That little voice in your head that's always saying things like, oh, people won't like that, or you're not good enough, or you're not skinny enough, or you're not this enough. Literally throw it out the other ear. Thoughts come in one ear and they go out the other. That's how I think of thoughts. Life is too short to be someone that you're not. And you can reap the benefits of pretending to be someone that you're not, but it's gonna get so convoluted. It's gonna get so messy. And one day you're gonna hit a point where you're so exhausted, you're just not able to do it anymore. It is an extremely rewarding path to be on when you decide that you want to do what's best for you. There is a light at the end of the tunnel the size of your head, and it's waiting for you, and it wants the best for you. And there are people that will clap so loud for you, you don't even know. You're just in the wrong space. You're in the wrong area. You're surrounded by the wrong people. It is never, ever, 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 ever too late to start. If you've been masking, know this, you are not alone, and we've all done it. It's a whole process to unlearn, but it's not impossible. It's actually so achievable. I've done it, and if I can do it, I swear you can do it. That is a wrap. Class is finished. Thank you so much for attending, and I really hope that you learned something from this video. I will continue to create content like this, and I would love to know which topics you guys want me to talk about. I'm more than happy to take your guys' recommendations, start building a community, and just see where this new chapter takes me. It feels very authentically me, so I hope you enjoy it, and please reach out to me if you guys need anything. I'm available on Instagram. Please don't forget to subscribe so that I can feel motivated to keep going. Take care. See you guys next time.